All right. So we've talked about board recruitment planning. Next, went on to talk about the tools and infrastructures you need for your board outreach. And then, of course, we went on to talk about the board outreach itself, how to make that happen. And now we're on to talk about the interview process. Now, how do you interview new board members? Why should you even interview them in the very first place? That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. We at Solutions Matter, we help with coaching you through the interview process so that you're ready, you have the right questions to ask. So if you need help with your board recruitment process, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you. So today, of course, I'm going to be guiding you through some of the strategies Sharon and, other members of our teams use to help organizations and nonprofit pass through this interview process. So what do you need to know about the interview process? First, the interview is the process that helps you qualify, that helps you select your board members. So after the board outreach, of course, you have people who have filled up the board application form who are saying, we want to learn more about your board. We want to be able to support you. Once they filled up the application, of course, they get an email saying we're inviting you for an interview, which of course includes your link for them to schedule a convenient time to meet with you. So we do set up that scheduling link specific for the board recruitment process. So once they've selected a time and of course they've come into the call, the first step is to make the call a very comfortable call, like they feel comfortable to be able to speak. So how do we do that? First, sometimes we don't even call the interview an interview so that they don't feel like they're under a pressure or any form of pressure. So sometimes we tend to call the interview a board introduction call. So that way they feel like, okay, it's an introduction. They are coming in to learn more about the organization rather than feeling like they're in a position where they're going to be critiqued and all that. The next step, or the other way to also make them feel comfortable, is for you to start by introducing your mission and your vision. So by introducing your vision and your mission, of course, you're giving them a soft landing so that they feel at home, feel comfortable to then go on to the next step, which is asking the right questions. Of course, at Solutions Matter, we'll make sure you have the questions available for you, and we're also at a part of that call so that you're asking the right question. You want to be able to vet their skills. You want to be able to vet their expertise. You want to be able to vet their experience. You want to be able to vet if they've ever been in a position of leadership before. So that's really the key to asking the right question. So you need to be able to vet that these people are people who can be able to support you throughout the organization. Another key area you also have to vet is the culture and value fit, right? Not everybody is going to be a fine fit for your body, even though they have the right experience or the right skills, because culture matters a lot. Our personal values matters a lot. So if you bring in people who does not align in these areas, you're most likely going to be having, serious problems on your board. So you also want to be able to vet that the culture and the values are a right fit. Next, you want to be able to answer all their questions, because indeed they are coming in to serve. You're not paying them, right? So it means you have to be able to answer all their questions, because they are going to have objections. They are going to have, different areas that they want to get clear on. So you must be able to provide answers to all their questions if you want your board members to come on board. Again, you need to be able to ensure that the time commitment you're asking is well communicated, and they also are, available to meet up with that time commitment. And then, of course, you want to be able to ensure that they are a fine fit for the selection criteria you've put in place. So by asking questions, by answering their questions, by ensuring that they are a fine fit, right? You can be able to have the kind of conversation that is necessary for you to identify that if these are the people you want to move on with in the first place. Remember to listen carefully. Remember to prepare in advance because, of course, it's going to really be a two-way interview. You're interviewing them, you're asking them questions, they are also asking you questions. But at the core of your interview is to make sure that they meet your selection criteria you've already created during your planning process. So, of course, you don't have to give them a verdict on that call saying, you've been brought into the board or we're not taking you into the board. You will just have to ease them off the interview easily. Just a simple communication of saying, we're going to reach back to you. We're going to provide you more information on how we tend to move forward with you. So that after that interview, you can be able to send out, emails confirming whether they are a fine fit or if, they should seek other boards. So this really has how you handle your board interview process. Of course, there are more factors to this. There are more processes to this that I may not be able to explain here. But a lot has to do with emotional intelligence. A lot has to do with knowing exactly who you're looking out for, and of course, asking the right questions. So when I'm going to come on here again, I'm going to talk about the onboarding process for those who selected, so that you can be able to make sure that they understand the responsibilities, they understand the commitments that you're asking from them. So until I see you and I talk to you again, it's gonna be have a good day.